Welcome to Lifestyle Change Straight Talk to You. My name is Vern, but you can call me Vernetta. I'm a former personal trainer and former bodybuilder, but now I'm on the lifestyle change coach side. I'm a senior, so I've lived this for quite some time, more than 30 years, so I feel like I'm paying it forward and sharing with you all, giving free information. You can share with a friend in reference to a lot of things that we deal with in our lives, in our lifestyle. So there's a lot of talk going around about happiness. And see, a lot of things I like to talk about is about physical and spiritual. So because that's just how it is. So today, I'm going to briefly discuss and give you some things to think about in reference to why you're not happy. Why are we so unhappy? Because people are just losing it. You can tell that they just don't have any comfort. So, and they're using all the wrong things for comfort. So if we find ourselves in that category, then these things need to be addressed, because this is what lifestyle change is all about. It's about getting inside your own head, taking some time to think about what's going on with you, and then asking for help, admitting that you need a change or make the change. So the first thing on my list is, I feel, this is just my opinion, and I'm sure some others would agree, is that people just don't have any spiritual comfort. And when you don't have that inside of you, you'll end up doing all types of things. And you just won't understand, what's going on and the reason why things are going on. Next is, I feel like we focus on living in the past too much. Why do we focus on living in the past? I mean, it doesn't allow you to move forward. And isn't that what life should be about? Just taking a forward step, not a backward step, or being stuck. So living in the past is just not a good thing. And if that's why I think taking time out for yourself, you can get inside your head and acknowledge where you are. That's part of making the lifestyle change. Acknowledging where you are, and then make the steps to make the improvement in your life, if it's under your control, so to speak. Here's another one: having an unforgiving heart. Well, that can go back on the spiritual side too, you see, because we just don't have control over how the Creator made us, but we do know that we can go to Him for a change. So because that one is just not going, it hasn't ever done us any good, and it's not going to do us any good in the future. Having an unforgiving heart. You definitely want to be in the position where you're not in that boat at all, because if you can't forgive, then He's not going to forgive you. Here's another one, and it's in the scriptures. These are for my religious folks and people who may have an interest in getting into the spiritual side of life. Here's another one: just not being happy with yourself. A lot of us are just not happy with ourselves, and it really depends on which angle you're looking at, or coming from. If you know that you're doing, I don't know, a lot of bad things, having a lot of bad thoughts, just grumpy, just unhappy, just an unhappy being, then there's another reason why you need to make a change. Here's the next one is, we're just too concerned about what people think about us. Well, if we realize, first of all, what's dwelling in people, then maybe we wouldn't be so concerned about how they feel about us. It's only really one that we should be concerned about, how He looks at us. So I just say, for me and anybody else that it applies to, don't worry about what people think about you. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, that's just another topic we can go into. Just don't, because it's a total waste of time. Total waste of time. So next, gosh, we just don't know how to enjoy we don't know how to enjoy the day. Excuse me, the day that it has been given us is a gift, and we don't know how to enjoy it. Even if you just take a little bit of time out of that day for yourself to enjoy the day. I mean, and it's great to be able to just do things just at spur of the moment, if you have that time, just go on to the beach and take a walk, or just anything like that. Go to a beautiful park, a botanical garden. A lot of it, well, used to be free. I doubt if some of those are free now, but if you have the opportunity to just do those things, do special things like that for yourself so you can enjoy the day. Gosh, here's another one, of course, and I've talked about this in my previous sessions, is that people are just okay with being unhealthy. And I just don't get that. I mean, I don't understand that mentality. Why are you okay with being unhappy? You really should, deep down inside, want to be changed. It's just not. It just leads to so many negative things, being unhealthy. Here's another one I've talked about in my previous session. Not enough me time. You don't have enough me time. You're headed for burnout. You're gonna crash and burn, and then you trying to figure out why you're going through all these emotional things, all these stressful things in your life. Is because you don't have enough me time, and a lot of people won't take this sort of thing seriously, and we do. We need to take this thing seriously. I value my me time. It's a time to just get away from the world, just to cut them off for even if it's just 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. It's definitely worth it, and it's necessary. So you gotta find some me time. You just have to work it out. We've been talking about this one lately too. Worrying. It really isn't gonna change the outcome. Things are gonna be as they will be in your life. I'll speak for myself again. If I had the opportunity to change some things myself, if I had the opportunity to live a different way myself, I wouldn't have gone through a lot of things that I went through in the past. And I certainly wouldn't be living the way that I am these days. I'm just saying, you want to be comfortable and be able to take care of all your finances. So things are going to be as they're going to be, and they're going to work out the way that they're supposed to. So worrying is just not good. Here's another thing. Yeah, before I move on, about the worrying thing. It affects your health. It really does. It affects your digestive system, your nervous system, your immune system, your cardiovascular system, and we wonder why we're so sick. A lot of us are so sick and we live off of pills. And when I say literally, you need your pills to live, that's what I mean. All of this is connected, and it's amazing how we're just don't believe it, really, but it is. So, yeah. It's not good to worry. I know when I worry, I can feel my stomach getting upset. So I'm like, stop. You really have to constantly talk to yourself and say stop, and focus on something more positive. Here's something else too. Gosh, all these are reasons why we're unhappy. We neglect our family and our friends. You got to take out time for your family. You got to take out time for your friends, because that adds the balance to your life. That's the next thing that I was talking about, that I was thinking about. You don't have a balance in your life. The scales are not balanced. They're uneven. And it's amazing how all of these things just throw so many things in your life and in your health off. It's a serious matter, people. Like I said in one of my previous sessions, we walk around, act like we're okay, and we're not. We are not okay. If we continue to do these things, we're not okay. We're not okay. Got too much on your plate. Our expectations are too high. It's too much. Too much on your plate. Expectations are too high. Here's something else. Reason why we may be unhappy is because we think our rules are the only rules that are important and nobody else's rules matter. Well, no, the world doesn't revolve around us. It just doesn't. We have no patience. I'm definitely guilty of some of these things, and these things help me also, for me to take a step back and do some reflection. That's the word I was looking for, reflection, some inner reflecting. And then you really can't, we need a higher power for us to be able to accept who we are, Yep, so some inner reflection is what we really need. God, I have no patience. I really have to work on that one. It really depends on what the scenario is, but having no patience, you just put yourself in a spot where and things could just get out of control real quick. And so you have to, we joke about it at work all the time. You got to take a step back and just a moment and say, woosah. You need a woosah moment. Recognize where you are, take a step back and regroup, because it's just not worth whatever the situation is. It's not worth stealing, having your joy and your peace of mind stolen, and your comfort and your spiritual comfort. I'm not going to say that's not really can't be stolen if it's in you, but you just don't want to dwell on negative things a lot. Don't waste a lot of time with that. We don't take advantage of the opportunities that have come before us, and then we want to pout and whine and everything after the fact. Well, if a situation has been presented to you, then say thank you, and then just go ahead and take it. It really is just that simple. Oh, here's the fun. We're always caught up on the financial thing. That's and especially right now in this world that we live in today. But it's because we focus, in my opinion, on money too much. We focus on chasing a bag too much. We focus on being a typical type A, and walking around bragging about our possessions and things like that. But yet you have no inner comfort. You have no spiritual comfort right within you. So and it leads to a lot of diseases. It's we just shouldn't be okay with having in a life that's not balanced. Yeah. So, focusing on too much money, big money problems. It goes back to one of the things I said at the beginning. Worrying is not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to make you more stressed out, make you sick, and the chips going to fall where they may anyway. So there's no sense in adding more to that, because the things are just going to work out the way they're supposed to. And a lot of times, whether we realize it or not, they work out for the best. And, as life goes on, works out for the best for you. Gosh, so, those are just, oh, here's a couple more. So we just, a lot of times in life, we go after the wrong things. Still talking about physical things, tangible things. We deem those to be more important than some other things in our lives. And I'm going to reflect back to something that I'm not going to say my uncle said it, but I heard about it when he was dying. He was a mechanic, self-taught mechanic, and he was also a smoker. So he unfortunately was dying of lung cancer because of him smoking. Talking about, again, living an unhealthy life, getting tongue-tied. And he was also exposed to a lot of chemicals, being a mechanic, and probably not ventilating like we should. But anyway, one thing that he said on his deathbed, because he was definitely the typical type A. Of course, he would have his normal 9 to 5, if those exist, job. And then because he was a mechanic, he would do work on the side for friends and, customers and everything. So he was always busy. He was able to, self-teach himself. And he was able to, gain a lot of physical things, a lot of physical possessions, a nice house, property, cars, boat, whatever, all that stuff. But the one thing that he said on his deathbed is that one of his main regrets was the fact that he did not spend enough time with his family and his friends. Hey, you can't take it back. You can go ahead and keep chasing that dollar if you want to, but one way or another, we're going to pay for that. If you don't have a balance in your life, that's why I just refused to work in certain positions when I was, in my prime, because I knew it was going to take me away from other things. So that was my choice, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So those are just some things that we can think about. The reason why you're so unhappy. The reason why I could be unhappy at times, but I constantly, every day in and day out, I have to constantly talk to myself to get that negative voice out of my. I can't even. I'm trying to use appropriate words. You know, I'm just trying to focus on the positive, focus on the spiritual, not necessarily in that order. I may not get it right, but I know, he knows, I know, right within. That's key, and that's key first. You got to have inner peace. You got to have inner comfort. If you don't have that, then you need to make some changes. That's what my whole channel is about. Lifestyle change. You got to be willing to make some changes and stop coming with that I'm not going to do that attitude, because then you will remain the way you are. So get ready for a change, people. That's my session for today. I hope to see you guys the next time, and enjoy the rest of your day. Do something good for yourself for a change. Don't wait for other people to do it for you. All right. Bye-bye.